Hello and welcome. You're watching Raj Sabha TV. This is Breakfast News. I am Rajat Kane. Let's have a look at the top headlines. Last day of campaigning for the fifth phase in Uttar Pradesh, 51 constituencies across 11 districts to vote on Feb 27th. Centre to deploy 30 additional companies of paramilitary forces in Manipur with total 280 companies. It's the highest for these elections. Shiv Sena meeting today over future strategy following civic poll results. Party's tally goes up to 87 after 3 independents joined the fold. BJP rules out any tie-up with the Congress party. After strategic dialogue with India, Chinese ambassador says resolving international issues will take some time. Cautions that neither country should try to rush things. And Australia will resume their second innings in the first test in Pune at 143 for 4. Visitors have a 298 run lead. Let's have a look at the top election stories in verdict 2017. First up, it's the last day of campaigning for the fifth phase of elections in UP. 51 seats spread across 11 districts will be voting on February 27th. The districts include Rahul Gandhi's parliamentary constituency Amethi. The other districts are Balrampur, Gonda, Faizabad, Ambedkar Nagar, Bahraich, Shravasti, Siddharth Nagar, Basti, Sant Kabir Nagar and Sultanpur. Following the death of SP candidate, the Election Commission postponed election in Alapur constituencies, which will now be held on March 9th. The Samajwadi Party had won 37 seats out of 52 in 2012 assembly polls, while BJP and Congress had won 5 seats each. BSP, on the other hand, had won just 3 seats, while the Peace Party had won 2 seats in this phase. Counting of votes will take place on March 11th. Campaigning ahead of the fifth phase of the voting in Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections, Prime Minister Modi addressed an election rally in Gonda. Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav also addressed 7 rallies, while his alliance partner Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi had campaigned on 3 rallies on Friday.
Campaigning for the fifth phase of Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections 2017 on Friday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a rally in Gonda. Invoking Lord Shiva on Mahashivratri, the Prime Minister said, with their third eye, people can see what is good for them and what is bad. Asserting his resolve to weed out corruption, Modi attacked the opposition, saying big forces are out to mislead the country. He urged the people of Uttar Pradesh to elect a BJP government with full majority. Also on the PM's target was the law and order situation in the state.
भाइयों बहनों, कोई भी डर जाए, इतना इन्होंने हमला बोला हुआ है, इतना झूठ फैलाया हुआ है, भ्रमित करने का प्रयास किया है, लेकिन मैं देशवासियों को सर झुका करके नमन करता हूं कि देश की जनता ने सच क्या है, ईमानदारी से देश की भलाई की कोशिश क्या है, उसका साथ पकड़ा है.
Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav attacked the BJP and the BSP in several rallies held in Ayodhya, Faizabad and Akbarpur districts. In a rally in Faizabad district, the Akhilesh lashed out at BJP's attempt to polarize voters. He said while the SP talks about giving laptops and smartphones to people, BJP is still trapped in the Kabristan versus Samshan debate. Akhilesh challenged Modi for a debate on the issue of development. He also accused the BSP of transferring its vote to the BJP in the Lok Sabha elections.
हम तो कहते हैं प्रधानमंत्री जी से कि अगर कोई काम की बहस करनी हो तो हम बहस करने के लिए तैयार हैं. बहुत उनकी सुन ली हमने रेडियो पे मन की बात, लोगों ने सुनी टीवी पे भी मन की बात, और हम समाजवादी लोग पूछ रहे हैं प्रधानमंत्री जी कब करोगे काम की बात, और अगर एक भी काम किया हो तो बता दो हमें. उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता ने सबसे ज्यादा लोकसभा के सांसद भेज दिए.
Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi also joined in his alliance partner SP in slamming the BJP for ignoring the farmers and the youth of the state. Addressing a crowd at a rally in Basti, Rahul asked voters to elect a government for the youth, farmers and the poor instead of those who spread only hatred. He also addressed rallies in Bahraich and Balrampur.
2 करोड़ युवाओं को रोजगार देने का वायदा किया। अब बताइए, पिछले साल नरेंद्र मोदी जी की सरकार ने हिंदुस्तान में कितने युवाओं को रोजगार दिया? उनका मंत्री खड़ा होता है, कहता है कि साहब 2 करोड़ वायदा तो किया था, मगर सच्चाई ये है कि पिछले साल पूरे हिंदुस्तान में हमने एक भी व्यक्ति को रोजगार नहीं दिलवाया।
52 seats will go to polls in this phase on February 27th. The results will be announced on March 11th.
In last assembly elections in 2012, Samajwadi Party got 4 out of 5 seats in Faizabad. But in these elections, party is facing a difficult challenge because it's a triangular fight this time, and Bahujan Samaj Party is making it more difficult for Samajwadi Party. With cameraman Anirban, this is Shyam Sundar, Rajya Sabha TV, Faizabad.
Now, election fever in poll-bound UP is reaching new heights by each passing day. UP BJP chief Amit Shah addressed 2 rallies in Devariya and Azamgarh on Friday. Responding to former Delhi Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit's comments, Amit Shah targeted Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi, calling him an immature person. He also asked Rahul Gandhi to state what his party has been doing for the last 60 years.
उत्तर प्रदेश के अच्छे दिन कब आएंगे? 11 मार्च को मतगणना होगी, सुबह 8 बजे मतगणना शुरू होगी, 9 बजे 10 राउंड समाप्त होंगे, 10 बजे 15 राउंड समाप्त होंगे, 12 बजे मतगणना समाप्त होगी, 1 बजे अखिलेश सरकार समाप्त हो जाएगी।
Alongside Rajnath Singh also addressed a rally in Gorakhpur in which he accused early governments of corruption. He also added that none of the BJP leaders have ever been accused of corruption.
चाहे अटल जी की सरकार का कोई मंत्री हो अथवा मोदी जी की सरकार का मंत्री हो, किसी के दामन पर कोई भ्रष्टाचार की दाग लगी हुई हो या कोई उंगली उठाकर नहीं है। आप जानते हैं इस हकीकत को कि सपा और बसपा के मुख्यमंत्रियों पर भ्रष्टाचार के आरोप लगे। आय से अधिक संपत्ति के मामले को लेकर उनके खिलाफ FIR दर्ज हुई, CBI जांच चल रही है। लेकिन बहनों भाइयों, भारतीय जनता पार्टी, चाहे वो कल्याण सिंह जी रहे हों, जयराम प्रकाश जी गुप्त रहे हों, अथवा मैं रहा, हम लोगों के दामन के ऊपर कोई भ्रष्टाचार का दाग लगाने की हिम्मत नहीं कर पाए।
Prime Minister Modi will be holding a rally in poll-bound Manipur today. The venue of the rally was shifted from Kangla Fort to Langjing Ashuba. This after Rom Sharmila's party raised objections, citing the venue as a sacred place for the people of the state. The state police recovered a hand grenade and a bomb in Imphal West District, where PM's rally is slated. The recovery comes even as Apex's body of 6 rebel groups in Manipur, the coordination committee, gave a complete shutdown call today. Security has been stepped up ahead of the Prime Minister's visit. State police has started round-the-clock search operations to prevent any unwanted activity. State forces are also conducting search operations in the capital, including frisking a vehicle as a part of beefing up of security apparatus. Polling on 60 seats of Manipur Assembly will take place in 2 phases on March 4th and March 8th. The centre will deploy an additional 30 companies of central paramilitary forces in Manipur for smooth conduct of state assembly elections. This was informed by the State Chief Secretary O. Nabakishore. This takes total companies of the central paramilitary forces to 280 for the election duties. The state has been under a more than 3-month-long economic blockade imposed by United Nagar Council along the highways of the landlocked state. Manipur will witness the highest central paramilitary forces deployment for the upcoming 2 phases of elections.
Election Commission has written to Ministry of Defence to activate Assam Rifle and Army, who are already operational in Manipur, to effectively curb the movement of the insurgent elements, underground outfit, cadres. And we are also bringing 280 companies of CPMF, Central Paramilitary Armed Forces, who have been asked to do area domination prior to conduct of election, so that any scrupulous element is not allowed to affect or induce voters in any manner.
The convener of RTI cell of the BJP in Manipur, Harishwar Goswami, has joined the Congress party. He was a former Trinamool Congress candidate for Yaskul Assembly constituencies. During his felicitation, Harishwar said that BJP is incurring a huge amount of money for the upcoming elections. Congress Chief Minister Okram Mehboobi Singh welcomed him into the party fold.
I joined BJP with a lot of expectations regarding clean governance and all these things. But after working in the BJP for the last about more than 6 months, I found that there are a lot of differences with my expectations and what is really happening in the BJP. That is the main reason why I left BJP.
Now, the Election Commission has ordered registration of FIR against 3 candidates in Uttar Pradesh while 1 in Manipur. The move comes after a TV sting operation showed them indulging in electoral malpractices. The Central Poll Panel took cognizance of the sting by a private news channel and directed poll authorities in 2 states to issue show-cause notices to the candidates and lodge FIRs under the various provisions and sections of the IPC. The candidates are BSP's Atiq Ahmed Saifi contesting from Moradabad, SP's Atul Garg contesting from Agra North, and Peace Party's Rakesh Malmiki from Agra Cant. Vuba Joram from Mao seat in Manipur is other candidate against whom the action has been ordered. Now, a day after the BMC polls threw a hung verdict, all eyes are now on Shiv Sena and the BJP. Both parties won over 80 seats each in 227 member council, and leaders are yet to spell out the next move. 3 rebel candidates who won as independent nominees have turned back to Shiv Sena, raising its tally of cooperators to 87. Reaching of magic figures of 114 to rule the civic body, however, is still a far cry for Shiv Sena. Although Sena's former ally, the BJP, backed 82 seats, it remains unclear if the 2 parties will join hands or new alliance will be formed. The BJP that held its core committee meeting at Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis's official residence last night ruled out any alliance with Congress to reach the magic mark, assuring that next mayor will come from the Sena. Party leader Uddhav Thackeray said future course of action will be decided at a meeting of all senior leaders and newly elected corporators that is slated to be held today. Besides Sena and the BJP, the Congress party had won 31 seats, whereas NCP and Raj Thackeray-led MNS finished with 9 and 7 seats respectively.
मेयर शिवसेना का ही होगा और आगे की रणनीति तय करेंगे माननीय उद्धव जी। जिस प्रकार से हम शिवसैनिकों को आदेश आएगा उस प्रकार से हम आगे काम करेंगे।
जहां तक अलायंस का मुद्दा है, माननीय मुख्यमंत्री स्वयं तय करेंगे। हम मानते हैं कि हमारी विचारधारा एक है। रही बात, जनता ने एक जनादेश दिया है जिसको हम स्वीकार करते हैं और उनके लिए हम काम करते जाएंगे।
On the occasion of Mahashivratri, Prime Minister Modi on Friday unveiled a 112 feet tall Shiva statue in Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. The Isha Foundation has constructed the statue. The organization now plans to set up similar statues across different cities. At the event, Prime Minister Modi spoke about yoga and the importance of ideas. He said the practice of yoga creates a spirit of oneness. He also cautioned against rejecting the ancient notion of the cost of harming oneself. Founder of the Isha Foundation, Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, said it took them 2.5 years to design the 112 feet foot statue, but its construction took just 8 months. The face of Lord Shiva is made of steel. The whole structure is estimated to weigh around 500 tons.
Yoga has come a long way. There are various definitions, types, schools of yoga and ways to practice yoga that have emerged. This is the beauty of yoga. It is ancient, yet modern. It is constant, yet evolving.
On the occasion of 69th birth anniversary of former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha on Friday, her niece Deepajayakumar announced the launch of her forum MGR Amma Deepa Peravai. Unveiling the party flag with pictures of Jayalalitha and M.G. Ramachandran on it, Deepa said she would contest elections from Jaya's constituency of R.K. Nagar. Deepa said she had received several requests to enter politics and she was just respecting the people's wishes. She said the primary aim of the party would be to win back supporters and cadres of AIADMK. While addressing media, Deepa said there is a traitor group working behind the government and the new forum will work continuously to throw away that group. Time for a short break. More on the other side.
Interdisciplinary science in the future will be one of our pillars on which this institute stands. The second infectious disease drug actually originated in India. UN Brahmachari's urea stibamine against Kalasar. But unfortunately, he is an unsung hero because we have never promoted him to that level.
Watch Eureka with Professor Siddharth Roy, Director of Bose Institute, Kolkata, only on Rajya Sabha Television. The sacred relics of Buddha were unearthed in Piprava in Uttar Pradesh. Buddhist monks from all over the world visit the National Museum to pay their respects. These charred bone fragments of Buddha are housed in the gold canopy gifted by the royal family of Thailand.
Welcome back. China says resolving international issues with India will take some time. It also cautioned that neither nation should rush to the conclusions. 2 days after conclusion of strategic dialogue between the two countries in Beijing, China's ambassador Lu Zuhoi said both countries should focus on strengthening relationships. It's China's first official reaction after strategic dialogue with India in Beijing on Wednesday. China says delicate issues like Masood Azhar and India's entry into the NSG will take time in getting resolved. It also said that a strategic dialogue that has restarted will decide the direction of the relations between the two countries.
China's support to India and to every country on the anti-terrorist matter is always be there. So something in detail, the discussion is still going on and it takes time.
And what do you think about NSG, sir?
Yes, it's the same. It's the same.
The Chinese ambassador said he was aware that media in both the nations prefer to focus on the tensions, when in fact the two nations should concentrate on cooperation.
Focus on these two issues. These two emerging issues are very important, but more important is the bilateral cooperation. The correspondent, I wish you can also cover some positive matters, some progress.
Experts feel that China's position is exclusively determined by its self-interest and that it has not deviated from it even one bit after strategic dialogue. In this context, they question the very significance of the dialogue.
I can't see what is the basis of a strategic dialogue with China, because in a sense, China has for long been a strategic adversary. It has armed China, Pakistan with nuclear weapons, with missile technology that continues today. And the reason why they oppose our membership of the NSG is they have tagged it along with that of Pakistan. The reason why they are opposing the designation of Masood Azhar is because it will put Pakistan in the dock.
In this context, the Chinese ambassador's statement clearly reflects the inflexibility of Beijing's policy. In fact, it has refused to even acknowledge India's concern on China-Pakistan economic corridor. Given the state of affairs, India is holding the talks on these issues will continue. Akhilesh Suman's report for Rajya Sabha TV. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley is on a 5-day visit to United Kingdom. During his visit, Jaitley is expected to meet foreign investors and chief executives of the British companies. He will represent the Indian government at historic reception hosted by Queen Elizabeth II to launch UK-India Year of Culture 2017. He is also likely to deliver a talk at London School of Economics on transforming India vision for next decade today. Bilateral talks with Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson and Chancellor of Exchequer Philip Hammond are among the ministerial meetings on his agenda, during which a wide range of issues will be discussed. Jaitley will attend reception by Industry Chambers, Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the British Council and the Indian High Commission. The extradition of embattled liquor baron Vijay Mallya from UK to India may be among the topics that could come up during the discussions. The Supreme Court has upheld government's decision to sack two naval officers, Commander Vijendra Rana and V.K. Shah, facing criminal trial in 2005 Navy War Room leak case. The bench headed by Justice Deepajakumar refused to intervene with 2013 order of Armed Forces Tribunal, rejecting the contention of two officers that the department could not have discharged them without a show cause notice and an opportunity to present their case. The bench found no merit in the petition and upheld the government's decision regarding their dismissal. Rana and Shah were removed from the services in October 2005 after a board of inquiry held that they were involved in providing sensitive information regarding defense forces to outside agencies. The 2005 Navy War Room leak case involves leak of 7,000 pages of sensitive defense information from the Naval War Room and Air Headquarters, having a direct bearing on national security. Now, the Indian Embassy in US has said the government of India has taken up the killing of Indian techie with US authorities. India has demanded speedy investigations. The embassy is closely monitoring the incident after a 32-year-old engineer from Hyderabad was killed and another was injured by a disgruntled American Navy veteran who shouted racial abuses. The US government has condemned the attack and have assured a thorough investigation.
A young Indian techie is the latest victim of a race crime in US Kansas City. 32-year-old Srinivas Kuchibhotla was shot dead by a former American Navy veteran. The 51-year-old shooter Adam Puritan opened fire at a crowded bar on Wednesday night as he yelled "terrorist" and "get out of my country." Kuchibhotla died of his bullet injuries in hospital while his colleague Alok Madasini was critically injured. Hailing from Hyderabad, Kuchibhotla was employed with the US technology company Garmin's headquarters in Olathe. The attacker was caught 5 hours later in Missouri. Kuchibhotla's family is in shock. They are blaming Donald Trump for their loss.
We want the body to be here at the earliest. We are waiting. This certainly shows that ये दिखाता है कि Trump is only the prime reason as of now.
The family has also appealed to the government to take up the matter.
Government should voice out this strongly because our brothers, sisters and our relatives and are there, and if you really look into this incident, this is not done by a teenager or a burglar or something like that, a drug addict. It is done by a 55-year-old man.
Minister of External Affairs Sushma Swaraj reached out to the bereaved family and promised all help. The US Embassy in New Delhi has condemned the shooting. The United States is a nation of immigrants and welcomes people from all across the world to visit, work, study and live. US authorities will investigate thoroughly and prosecute the case, though we recognize that justice is small consolation to families in grief, unquote. The unfortunate incident is just one of the many such incidents taking place in the United States. Experts blame Trump's non-liberal approach to immigration policies as the reason behind this.
And this shows that there is a dangerous trend amongst some disgruntled people. The unfortunate part is that in the run-up to the election, the passions have been whipped up quite a bit against immigration and foreigners.
The Telangana government has promised all help to the family members of the victim. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
US President Donald Trump on Friday said that his long-promised tour along US-Mexican border is going to start very soon and is way ahead of schedule. Addressing the Conservative Political Action Congress, Trump vowed to always put Americans first and build a great border wall and get bad people out of the country. His comments comes a day after Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly met their Mexican counterparts in Mexico City. Neither made any mention of the wall in Thursday's news conference after their closed-door meetings. The border wall has been a key part of Trump's political agenda from his start of his presidential campaign. I'll look at what else is making news across the world in World Wrap. Russia has voted to use its veto to block proposed UN resolution drafted by US, France and Britain to impose sanctions on Syria for the use of chemical weapons. The trio are pushing for a vote early next week on a measure that would slap sanctions on 11 Syrians and 10 entities linked to chemical attacks in nearly 6-year war. Russia has used its veto 6 times so far to shield Damascus from any punitive action by the Security Council. Donald Trump vowed to bring full force and weight of his government to combat human trafficking. In a meeting with organizations that deal with specific issue, Trump made it clear that he will end these horrific crimes. Maximum cases were reported in California. According to media reports, Trump's daughter Ivanka Trump is behind the White House to push on the human trafficking. Italy has rescued around 2,750 migrants from the boats in Mediterranean Sea over 4 days. Some 250 migrants were rescued in 5 separate operations in the Mediterranean on Friday. The migrants were plucked from 9 flimsy vessels off the coast of Libya. To stop the flow, Italy and European Union had pledged to fund migrant campaign in Libya run by a UN-backed government and to supply equipment and training for fight against smugglers. British Prime Minister Theresa May's Conservatives secured a landmark victory in parliamentary by-elections on Friday, strengthening her hand ahead of Brexit negotiations as rivals suffered damaging setbacks. The Conservatives captured the northwestern England seat of Copeland that Labour Party had held since 1935. The result points to May's tightening grip on political power following Brexit vote and will be used as evidence that her strategy of pursuing a clean break with a UE. On to cricket now. Australia will resume its second innings today at overnight score of 143 for 4 in the ongoing first test match in Pune. The visitors have 298-run lead. At the end of day 2, skipper Stephen Smith is on 59 and Mitchell Marsh is playing on 21. Spinner Steve O'Keefe rattled the Indian side with 6-wicket haul as Australian bowlers bowled out India for 105 runs. Pacer Mitchell Starc was another standout performer for the Steve Smith side as they caught Indian napping on the spinner-friendly home wicket. That's for now. Keep watching Rajya Sabha TV for more.